Starbucks is, I do enjoy it, but it's really expensive.
He ain't nothing to play with. That's fine.
God is coming. I have faith that God is going to save me. So the rowboat went away. Next, the ship came. And the man told the ship captain, no thanks, God is coming to save me. So the ship captain left. Lastly came the helicopter. And the helicopter said, if you climb up the rope, I can save you. And he said, no thanks, I have faith. God is coming to save me. Well, a short time after, the man died. And he got to heaven and he said, God, what happened? I thought you was coming to save me. God turned to him and said, I sent the rowboat, I sent the ship, I sent the helicopter. What more did you want me to do? The Bible tells us that my people perish for lack of knowledge. It tells us that without wisdom, without vision, the people perish. So that means we need to have vision so that we can live. What is vision? Well, first of all, we think about vision and we think about sight, right? Being able to see. But when we talk about vision, we talk about being able to see what we're not able to see right now. What is it that you want to see in this upcoming year, in your future? What dreams, what ideas have you put to the side? Have you not thought about? Have you said, I'm gonna see how it happens? If we don't plan or push and we just wait to see, we'll certainly get somewhere. But if we have a destination in mind, then we know exactly where we're trying to get. Vision, a picture of where we're trying to go. Vision. We came up, Coach Battles came up with acronyms for vision. And it was visualizing individual success, igniting outstanding narratives. Visualizing, being able to see your individual success, and igniting outstanding narratives. What is the narrative? It's your story. My uncle always says there are 68 important books in life. The 66 books of the Bible, the book of life, and the book of you. So your life matters. What you do with your life matters. How you live your life matters. What is the purpose of us doing a vision board on today? Our purpose is so that we can have a course of action or a visual so that we can know that what we're reaching forward to and trying to get to achieve. How do we do a vision board? Maybe you came here saying, I don't know what I want. Maybe you came here saying, I know exactly what I want, but I don't know how to get there. So by creating this vision board, number one, by looking through these magazines, you are able to get pictures, able to get visuals of things that may catch your attention, that may stand out to you, that may look interesting interesting to you. And then you just pull those things out. So I wouldn't say start gluing things on your board right away. Take your time, just continue to look through. And then when you feel like you have reached the point enough to where you want to put this board together, then you take those pieces and start piecing this board together. So now I'm going to share my very first vision board and how I got started with vision boarding was because there was a young lady who was putting on a vision board event, and she really inspired me. At that particular time, I didn't really think I wanted for anything. I didn't really think I needed anything. But this young lady, every time I was on Facebook, she would be talking right to me. And so I decided I wanted to go, but I couldn't make up my mind if I was gonna go. And my sister kept nagging me, why don't you go? Why don't you go? And so I went. Well, when I got there, as I began to look through the magazines, I found a letter. And it was a blank letter, a fill in the blank letter. And it was to my mask, you know, like the mask, you wear the Halloween mask, your mask up, false self. And so as I began to fill in this letter, y'all, I sat there and I cried for hours. I just cried. Because as I filled in this letter, I realized I was lacking more than I thought I was, because I thought I didn't need anything. So I'm gonna start with the letter. And it says, this is where I leave you. If you're closed up, masked, false self, just keep hanging around, take our advice, and write her a breakup letter. It said, dear fake me, listen, it wasn't all bad. We had a great run. I know you were trying to protect me when you kept me from admitting I was a domestic violence victim. And that time you got me out of saying that to anyone, which would have really been uncomfortable. Remember, we just quietly seethed instead. Good times. Plus, there were all those relaxing nights at home when we could have been giving attention to my children or preparing for my next day or any number of other far more important or fun things that just were not possible because you made sure that I was too afraid. That's really what held us together all this time, you know? Fear. Fear of being seen, fear of being disliked, fear of making bad decisions, fear of my voice not mattering. But now, and I hope you don't take this personally, we've grown apart. Remember that time you said I couldn't tell my story, even though I wanted to so much? I always thought you was looking out for me. But really, you were controlling me, and I was too scared to tell the difference. And so here we are. We're through. I'm ready to start speaking up. I'm ready to be the best version of me that speaks out and never shies away. I'm ready to stop being fearful and start walking in victory. I don't want to keep bottling up my feelings every time someone plays on my emotions. But most of all, I plan never again to fake it, to pretend I'm happy when really I'm sad, or that I'm okay with whatever, when I just want to stop. You served a purpose in my life, but we want different things. It's not you, it's just that you're not me. So take care of yourself. You won't hear from me ever again. Signed, the real me. So, when I finished filling in this letter, I realized that I really wasn't happy. That I hadn't been happy in a long time. And so, as I began to look through the magazines, I was able to, because I located where I was, right? So sometimes we don't even realize that we're wearing masks. So it's locating where you are first. Because if you don't know where you are, how do you know how to get where you're going? If you don't turn your location on a GPS, it can't tell you how to get to the next destination, right? So this is a moment of being real with yourself, digging deep within, and coming from that place, right? What is it that you really want? What is it that you really desire? So for me at that point, it was feeling good. It was being happy and healthy. It was loving myself more. And with that love for myself, I knew that that would pour over into everything else, into my family. And what was funny about, this isn't the original board I did. My original board got messed up. So I had a big board, it was real ugly, but I know what it meant, you know? And so when I refixed it and I made it all back pretty, I even left off a couple of things. So it's like I should have left it alone and just did it back the same way. But it's okay. We're gonna keep going. Sometimes we look at the process and we think it's ugly. Sometimes the process is ugly, but it's okay. It's a part of the process before the thing is made beautiful. So this particular picture, I went back. I had a picture of a family that was all the boys were smiling on. But I went home and I said, oh, when I redid it, I said I'm gonna put a picture with my son because I want his smile to be on there too. And I went through a book of 200 pictures we had took for a photo shoot. And y'all, out of 200 pictures, there was only one with a smile. And it was because I pinched him. He wasn't really smiling, but I put that picture on the board because I wanted to see him smile. I wanted to see that come from him. So that self-love came to, I wanted to be the light, right? To shift gears and not make any excuses, to be guilt-free and to shine, right? So this picture of this young lady right here, is this expression meant feeling good, happy and healthy. In the center of my board, I put seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. And I put that in the center intentionally because for me, it meant that if I put God in the middle of everything, I knew that everything was gonna be all right. So this year, I actually was in the store with my cousin, and it was a book that looked like it was glowing on the wall. So I went and picked up the book, opened it up to the middle pages, and those pages really just like read my life and where I was. And so I bought the book. I hadn't read a book in God knows how long, but at that point reading became important to me. And I said, okay, I'm gonna read more. And so I put that on the board. This right here talks about women who have been in domestic violence, how they tend to never speak up again, but how we're too strong. Our voice matters so much that we need to speak out. And so right here I put, I motivate women easily because I've been there. And it's time to feel better about facing the world. And so this is a picture of me with other young women and then raising my voice. Also, after I finished sharing my board, the young lady, she said, Faith, she said, I want you to take this board and I want you to throw your own vision board party. She said that will make it a platform where you're able to share your story. And she said, I need you to set a date before you leave here. And I was like, what? Set a date? I don't even have a location, you know? So she said, yep, I want you to set a date before you leave here. And so before I left, I gave her a date. And so here are the results of that board. So my date was February 15th. It was canceled because I couldn't get people to come to work. I changed that date 3 times. And I was texting her like I couldn't do it, you know. But she said it's okay, set another date. It's not important that you that you didn't get it done by the deadline. Put another deadline. Keep working towards the goal. When I walked into church the very next day after the event, my pastor stood me up and he said, this church will be a platform for you. You know, you have a story to tell and you could reach so many people. And my mouth just dropped open because I hadn't said anything to anybody. But there was my location for the vision board event right there. So when I finally did the event, April 1st, 2018, there was a young lady there. And then she heard my story. She said, have you ever thought about doing work with, she said, I found a agency. I wanted to do work with women. I just didn't know how or which way to get involved. And so through her, I got involved with Sarah's End Agency and was certified as an advocate in domestic violence. And through that connection and different things, began speaking out and was a part of monologues and different things that were able to help women overcome domestic violence. So what can you say about vision boarding, right? Number 1, you can use it and you can set a date. You can use it and you can set goals that you have no way of achieving, and know that once you make a decision that all of these things are actually coming forth in a way for you to visualize and to pray on and to ask God to help you to see how to accomplish the goals that you want to set out for in your life. It is visualizing. It is visualizing your individual success, igniting outstanding narratives. And so that is this particular vision board, what I wanted to share as far as that is concerned. I'm so thankful that you all are here, and let's get to creating these vision boards. Do everyone want to introduce themselves? Yeah. I'm Renata. This is Renata. Kayla. Phyllis. What's up? Renee. Shay. Go ahead.
Lawrence. Lawrence.
Lawrence.
Yeah.
Lawrence. Janae.
Jesse.
I know Shamir. You know Shamir?